AMHQ Weekend. Good morning and welcome to AMHQ Weekend. I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass. We have a region-by-region breakdown of your eclipse forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes. We're also going to check in on the activity in the tropics. But first, we have one more day until the celestial Super Bowl. Tomorrow, a total solar eclipse will stretch across the continental U.S. for the first time in nearly a century. So in case you're wondering, yeah, this is a pretty big deal. It's going to stretch from Oregon all the way over to South Carolina. Cities like Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and Clemson, South Carolina are lucky to be in that totality path of the total solar eclipse. First of all, let's get you out the door with your Sunday snapshot. And we do have some clouds, even some storms across the middle of the country. We've been tracking occasional severe weather out of that region as well, with that cold front sliding on through. Across the southeast, we're also going to be dealing with some scattered activity. Still kind of humid, especially along the I-10 corridor. Another gorgeous day in the northeast with high pressure in charge and red flag warnings in effect for the northern Rockies, where unfortunately the drought and the fires continue to be a problem there. Well, Harvey is no longer a tropical storm, but now a tropical wave over the central Caribbean Sea. Its remnants are bringing showers and storms to the Caribbean islands like the Dominican Republic. When it moves to the northwest, though, it could be a little more conducive for development, so we could see a so-called rebirth of Harvey. We'll have to see. But here's a look at the remnants of Harvey for now. Then we've got Invest 92L, which is spinning just to the north of Puerto Rico, and another area to watch behind that. So you can see that they are lined up. It is the middle of August, tending to be a pretty busy time of year. First of all, the remnants of Harvey, just basically fell apart yesterday. Winds are 35 miles an hour. It's moving pretty quickly toward the west at 22 miles per hour. However, the National Hurricane Center still keeping an eye on it because it still could kind of get its act together. A 40% chance that that could happen and possibly become a depression or storm once again. But for now, it's an open wave, no closed area of circulation. We do have a little bit of wind shear out there as well. That kind of tore apart the thunderstorms vertically, so that's why Harvey is no more a tropical storm, at least for now. But remember, it's warm down here in this part of the world in the Caribbean Sea. All the forecast models definitely in agreement on that westward track, eventually headed towards either Central America or the Yucatan Peninsula. So this still bears watching in the coming days, especially once it gets back over into the southern Gulf of Mexico. Invest 92L, that means it's under investigation by the National Hurricane Center. We've been watching it as well here at the Weather Channel ever since it rolled off the coast of Africa. Right now, not a very high chance of it to develop, only about a 20% chance in the coming days. Window of opportunity kind of puts it right over the Bahama Islands as it continues that northwesterly trek. But as you can see, we do have some drier air ahead of it. We've also had some wind shear surrounding the system as well, as you can see there. Right now, it's kind of getting away from the wind shear, but it still has to make its way through some pretty strong winds north of Hispaniola. But if it were to develop, this would be the area over the next 5 days, and we will continue to watch it here at the Weather Channel. Well, celebrations for the total solar eclipse are already underway. The Wyoming Eclipse Festival is going on in Casper. The festival features live local music. People can climb aboard a covered wagon for a more, better glimpse of the moon. There's also a fair and rodeo, distillery tours, and even meditative yoga for the morning of the eclipse to get us all in a nice calm mood for getting excited when that the moon shadow comes across. All right, let's take a look at your travel conditions on this Sunday, because I know a lot of you are going to be traveling to this line right here. This is your line of totality. So lots of people are flocking to these areas, and it looks pretty good for travel across the west. We do have a few showers and storms across the middle, and across the southeast, so far so good. Places like Clemson, not too bad. Here's a closer look at your Sunday travel for the west. Yes, it is hot. We have some smoke in the area as well due to some wildfires that are burning out here. So that's a concern even for viewing the eclipse with all that thick smoke in the air. Showers and storms already going this morning along the I-35 corridor, so definitely watch out for that. Definitely slow it down. Across the northeast, even though you're not going to be 100%, you're still going to get a partial eclipse here in New York City. And if you are traveling across the northeast, looks pretty good. Actually, we'll see sunshine and temperatures in the mid-80s. Down toward the south, if you are traveling up to Nashville, where we are in the path of totality, all the way through North Georgia to Charleston, South Carolina, looks good for travel. We do see the better chance for thunderstorms right along the Gulf Coast, especially in Florida, from Jacksonville to Tampa, right on down towards Miami. So we're going to talk about the threat for severe weather because that's going to be making a comeback as well. Let's check in with Minneapolis this morning, where we do have a slight chance of storms over the Twin Cities. Tomorrow, a better chance of storms. And of course, we've got the eclipse that's going to be starting for us at 11:43, ends at 2:29 p.m. for the Twin Cities. So we hope that the cloud cover will kind of break free just in time for that to happen. And as a matter of fact, our forecast is calling for a mix of sun and clouds. And then, as you can see, for Monday night, we will have those thunderstorms begin to pop up and develop. But here's a look at where we could see severe weather during the eclipse itself even. We have the threat for some damaging gusty winds, possibly some hail with these storms as well. You can see where the red zone is from Sioux Falls to Des Moines, Omaha, Nebraska, Madison, even getting close to Chicago for your back to work plans on Monday, or maybe you're not going back to work and you're just checking out the solar eclipse. So here are some of the ingredients coming together for the next couple of days and why we are concerned about severe weather. We've got the Gulf moisture that continues to flow northward. We've got a developing storm system as well, sliding to the east. And as that system does move to the east, we will see places like Chicago. You are going to be right in the path of the rain and thunderstorms. Detroit, Toledo, eventually Cleveland as we head toward the middle of the week. And of course, they all end up on the East Coast eventually. So here's a look at your forecast for tonight. If you're traveling to parts of Nebraska where we are going to be dealing with totality, it looks like there will be a chance of some scattered showers over the eastern part of the state. And then for tomorrow, yeah, watch out. Some of these storms could get pretty strong or severe out here in the red. Carbondale, of course, in the path of totality. There's just a slight chance of a shower there, but thankfully the forecast is looking better for our Weather Channel crews that are stationed there for the eclipse. And then as we head towards Monday night, you can see all the green. That represents basically where we have a chance of rain and thunderstorms. Even severe storms, they could fire up on Tuesday. So as you're traveling back from your eclipse destination, you're going to be dealing with some pretty strong winds from western New York through western Pennsylvania all the way back to the Arch in St. Louis that could possibly cause some airport delays as well. So keep that in mind. Well, just one more day until the event of the summer. But do you know how the total solar eclipse will actually look like? We are going to give you a play-by-play of what to expect. And we've got a live look at New York City. It's going to be a hot one out there in the Big Apple. Temperatures in the upper 80s. At least you'll have some sunshine. And for the eclipse tomorrow, we'll see more sunshine, but hotter, 90 degrees for your high. We'll be right back.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Sunday, a few passing clouds, otherwise generally sunny. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 96. Sunday night, a few clouds. Monday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 89. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And we are back. Eclipse excitement ramping up this weekend, and we want to make sure that you are ready for the big day tomorrow. Meteorologist Mark Elliott gives you a blow-by-blow description, only as we can here at the Weather Channel, of what to expect before, during, and even after tomorrow's total eclipse.
For many, a solar eclipse is a once-in-a-lifetime event. So this is a bit of a play-by-play of what you can experience from here on the ground. And first, let me start off by saying that you need eye protection if you're going to witness this event, and regular sunglasses won't cut it. There are specially made eclipse shades formatted so that you're able to safely look at the sun. And without them, you'll miss most of it, including the very beginning. First contact. the moon first crosses in front of the sun, you wouldn't notice anything from here on the ground because it's still very bright, even with that chunk of sun missing. Over the next hour and a half, it gets progressively darker, and in about 20 minutes before complete blockage, that time known as totality, just west of the sun, you'll likely be able to see Venus. Here on the ground, animals start acting a lot differently. The birds will go back to their nests, nighttime bugs come out, crickets may start to chirp. Many have reported during solar eclipses losing a couple to many degrees of temperature. It all is highly dependent on the weather at your exact location for how much temperature drop there will be. Also reported is that your shadow will look different, often sharper or clearer. At about 2 minutes before totality, about 99% of the sun is blocked, and yet you will still need those sunglasses on, those special glasses on, because it's still 10,000 times brighter than it will be at totality. Surrounding you at this point is a 360-degree sunset, an orange glow all the way around you, and you will see more stars popping out. And at just a couple of seconds before totality, one of my favorite parts of this whole event, the last rays of the sun interact with the moon's topography, going in and between the mountains and the valleys, creating a beading effect on that last sliver of the disappearing sun. And then totality. You are completely under the moon's shadow, so it's not only safe, but recommended that you remove your glasses. Take a minute to view the sun's outer atmosphere, known as the corona, and see those wispy streams of plasma streaming out from the sun. Totality only lasts a few seconds or minutes, depending on where exactly you are underneath the moon's shadow. So enjoy it while it lasts. And be ready to put those eclipse shades right back on, because as soon as the sun re-emerges, it gets dangerous to look up through the sky to the sun again. And here on the ground, over the next hour and a half, it will get progressively brighter. Animals go back to acting normal. Any stars or planets that were visible disappear. The temperatures come back up. And there you have it. The eclipse is done. So in summary, make sure you find a location with a good view of the sky and the sun, have those eclipse shades ready to go, and most importantly, have fun.
Have fun, be safe. That is definitely our motto here at the Weather Channel. So yeah, we're going to be talking about how the weather may be impacting your view of the total eclipse tomorrow. We've got a look at the radar right now. If you're waking up in Miami, you might be looking out over the waters and seeing some lightning, some flashes in the sky. We do have some gray overcast conditions, some storms rolling through the upper Keys right now. And we've had storms along the Carolina coastline as well, and back towards parts of Kansas, where even a severe warning was in effect not too long ago. And that's where we have the thicker cloud cover this morning. Temperature-wise, we are sitting in the 70s for the most part throughout the south. A few 80s popping up too from Houston over towards Miami. Yes, it is muggy, so we still have the dew points in the upper 60s to low 70s, so you can't rule out a pop-up shower or a storm in this situation, especially over South Florida and even back towards Houston across the eastern parts of Texas. There will be that chance as we go through the day today, right through later on tonight as well. Well, we want to check out this ominous-looking sky. Storms streaming in at sunset. This was last evening in York, Pennsylvania. You can see the pretty colors in there as well, and when you get those storms at sunset, it really makes it almost more dramatic to look at, right? We'll see if we have any clouds right now across the Northeast. We do have mostly clear conditions actually across most of the state of Pennsylvania. A few thicker clouds way up here in northern New Hampshire, northern Maine, but you know what? We're in for another gorgeous day for the most part here in the Northeast, aside from a few specks of showers showing up in the mountains of New England. Temperature-wise, we are in the 70s in New York as well as D.C., only 58 degrees in Binghamton, so definitely a nice cool start to your day with the dew points that have dropped into the mid-50s, so it feels pretty good out there. Again, most of the Northeast looking good for travel along I-95, as you can see from New York to Philly down towards D.C. Yes, we will get a partial solar eclipse during the day tomorrow, so if you are traveling anywhere across the Northeast, we're looking fine for the situation today. Lots of sunshine along the 95 corridor. Well, we are going to have much more on your eclipse. Following your forecasts are going to be coming up, and if you haven't gotten a pair of these, you are one of the lucky few if you've gotten one of the pair of these. How much they're going to cost you if you need those eclipse glasses in the next 24 hours. We've got you covered with live coverage all day long tomorrow on the Weather Channel from Oregon all the way down to South Carolina.
In 12 feet, come to a complete stop. Recalculating. place where you make your own lane, only to discover it has traffic jams too. Your all-new Compass.
Well-qualified current lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the all-new 2017 Jeep Compass for $199 a month.
You could be my love, even if the sky is falling down. I know that we'll be safe and sound.
So many Americans struggle with finances. Starting today, State Farm is here to help, giving us all the chance to simply sit down and learn. Visit letstarttoday.com or talk to an agent.
We're safe and sound.
Attention men with frequent urges to urinate. Super Beta Prostate has ingredients clinically tested to help reduce urges to urinate and waking at night to urinate. That's why it's the #1 best-selling prostate supplement in America. Don't wait. Try non-prescription Super Beta Prostate.
More doing chores for mom, parole? More doing chores for dad, parole. More earning something you love, parole. Bounty is more absorbent, so the roll can last 50% longer than the leading ordinary brand. So you get more life, parole. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
It's bigger, it's faster, it's easier to use than ever before. Take back your land with the amazing DR Field and Brush Mower. Nothing stops the DR. Thick grass and weeds, out-of-control brush. Even 3-inch thick trees are no match for America's favorite brush mower. Lock it in and rip it up. Power steering lets you turn on a dime with fingertip control. Clear it out, clean it up, and rediscover the land you've lost. And now, we offer a full line of tow-behind mowers for tractors and ATVs. DR Field and Brush Mowers start at just $1399.99, and free shipping is now in effect.
Call 1-800-471-7036 for a free buyer's guide and DVD. Learn how you can qualify for 0% financing and try a DR on your own property for 1 year. Free shipping is now in effect. That's 1-800-471-7036. Online at drfieldbrush.com.
Weekend Recharge is... It's a lot of fun.
Weekend Recharge, great place to learn something about the weather and to have a couple of laughs.
Move on. That just got weird.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 96. Tonight, partly cloudy. Monday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 89. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And good morning, everyone. Here's a look at 3 places that will be in totality come tomorrow afternoon. We're talking about Nashville, Tennessee, Paducah, Kentucky, and Charleston, South Carolina. And it looks like we could have a little bit of cloud cover, both Nashville and Charleston. Things looking pretty good for now in Paducah. So again, it's summertime, the middle of August. We can have a shower or storm pop up pretty much at any time, but we're going to keep a close eye on the cloud cover forecast for so many cities along that path of totality that stretches stretches from Oregon all the way to the coast of South Carolina. And even outside that path of totality, you definitely get a partial solar eclipse. So there will be some decent viewing of that in several areas of the country as well. But for a place like Nashville, the whole thing gets underway at 11:58 in the morning. It's almost like Pac-Man, right? You take a bite out of that sun, and then we have the full eclipse at 1:27 in the afternoon. We're talking about a minute, 53 seconds of darkness. It's going to be like the middle of the night for a little while anyway, before this whole thing ends at 2:54 in the afternoon across Middle Tennessee. Atlanta, we're in like the 97th percentile, somewhere around there. It starts at 1:05 in the afternoon, the partial eclipse, and then we'll see maximum darkness at about 2:36 in the afternoon, and as I mentioned, 97%, and then it looks like the whole thing will finish up at about 4:01 in the afternoon. Well, if you don't already have your glasses for tomorrow's eclipse, you might be out of luck, unfortunately. They're nearly impossible to find in stores. As Kia Edwards shows us, some people are using it as a quick way to make some extra cash.
It's a mad rush from one post office to the next, as Ryan Frenette and his girlfriend Amanda try to beat the cutoff time for sending mail.
We have not slept in 2 days.
Hundreds of Eclipse glasses are inside the envelopes. Customers from across the country ordered them from the couple online.
eBay, Craigslist, Facebook.
Distributors for major retail chains sold Ryan and Amanda the glasses.
So we put about $1,000 in. I think we made about $50-$200 so far.
That's a $4,000 profit in under 3 days.
They're in such high demand that people will come to me off the street.
It happened when we were recording this story. Ryan sold this Californian 3 pair of glasses for $15 a piece.
Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, med student Lucas Thomas is charging up to $40 per pair.
I thought I could give these all to my friends, but maybe there's a little bit of money to be made. Put up a listing on Craigslist and then Facebook as well.
He bought his supply for under $2 each at Lowe's.
I've got the receipt here with me. I spent $42.91 total. I didn't count it up yet, but I'd estimate it's well over $500.
Wow, quite the profit being made there. And then you can save them, right, as a keepsake for this event, because it is a huge event, the first total solar eclipse across the continental U.S. in nearly a century. Traveling to that path of totality for today, we're going to be looking at a few showers and storms across the middle of the country. Some of these storms could be strong or severe. We'll be watching out for that. Down towards South Florida, still the chance of rain there, and across the southwest with the monsoon still kicking in that moisture. Here's a look at tomorrow for the big day itself. We do have the threat for severe storms right here in the middle of the country, from Omaha, Nebraska through Des Moines, even getting close to Chicago later in the day. Watch out. 87 degrees will be your high, and across the East Coast, just a smattering of showers and storms. Hard to say exactly where they're going to happen or specifically what time, but of course it just depends on when you have the eclipse starting in your area. Hopefully that big cumulonimbus cloud stays away. Here's a look at Tuesday. Chance of severe storms from St. Louis to Carbondale over towards Indianapolis, all the way up into the Q's, Syracuse, Utica. Watch out, there could be some damaging winds with some of these storms, maybe some hail as well. Wednesday looks a little bit better for the Great Lakes region, but still some scattered showers and storms all over the south, really, from Dallas to Little Rock, all the way over towards Birmingham and Atlanta as well, with those high temperatures in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Thursday, still the showers and storms along the Gulf Coast. 104 in Phoenix with a chance of some monsoonal showers and storms for you. Seattle, look at you guys, only 69 degrees for a high temperature on Thursday, coming off a very hot, dry summer there for sure. Friday looks good for your getaway plans from Chicago on over towards New York and Philly. Temperatures very comfortable in the 70s, and here's an early peek at next weekend. A few showers right here on the plains in the middle of the country. Well, with just 24 hours left until the big eclipse, have you wondered how it's going to happen? Well, coming up, we're going to bring the solar system inside our studio to show you how everything lines up to create this solar spectacle. And you can be a part of AMHQ Weekend, our new segment, Sunday Morning Sunrise. All you have to do is take a picture of this morning's sunrise in your city or town and just attach it to an email. You can email it to us, community@weloveweather.tv. Make sure you include My Sunday Morning in the subject line. All right, we hope you all have a great Sunday. We've got a live look at Atlanta, where the Braves are home today. It's going to be sunny and hot.
There are over 18 million new cars on the road in this country, and at Firestone Complete Auto Care, our 4,000 ASE certified technicians are proud to help keep them running newer, longer. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Experience advanced safety technology at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event before it ends.
Choose from the IS Turbo, ES350, or NX Turbo for $299 a month for 36 months if you lease now.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Bill assumed it was a costume party. Bill assumed his mayo was the best choice. Assume nothing. Just like the leading brand, Kraft Real Mayo is made with high-quality ingredients at a price you can feel good about. No wonder Kraft is so good.
Hi, so I just got off the phone with our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness. So the incredibly minor accident that I had tonight...
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
And the wolf huffed and puffed.
Like you do sometimes, Grandpa?
Well, when you have COPD, it can be hard to breathe. It can be hard to get air out, which can make it hard to get air in. So I talked to my doctor, and she said,
Symbicort could help you breathe better, starting within 5 minutes. Symbicort doesn't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms. Symbicort helps provide significant improvement of your lung function. Symbicort is for COPD, including chronic bronchitis and emphysema. It should not be taken more than twice a day. Symbicort contains formoterol. Medicines like formoterol increase the risk of death from asthma problems. Symbicort may increase your risk of lung infections, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. You should tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it.
Symbicort could mean a day with better breathing. Watch out, piggies!
Symbicort. Breathe better, starting within 5 minutes.
Get Symbicort free for up to 1 year. Visit SaveOnSymbicort.com today to learn more.
Frisky's World.
Hey, what's in there?
Oh, is that a crunchy kibble?
Is that a ring of gravy?
It's gravy made crunchy. New Frisky's Gravy Swirlers.
Real gravy baked right in.
Crunchy gravy.
We get it, buddy. We get it.
Feed their fantasy.
Having moderate to severe plaque psoriasis is not always easy. It's a long-distance run, and you have the determination to keep going. Humira has a proven track record of being prescribed for nearly 10 years. Humira works inside the body to target and help block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to symptoms. In clinical trials, most adults taking Humira were clear or almost clear, and many saw 75% and even 90% clearance in just 4 months.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Join over 250,000 people who have chosen Humira. Ask about the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists. Humira and go.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 96. Tonight, partly cloudy. Monday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 89. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by Nonex Fungal Nail Clarifying Gel.
Recognize this? It's keratin debris. Nonex clears out keratin debris where nail fungus thrives. With Nonex, your nails look clear and healthy again.
Available at Walmart and Walgreens.
Good Sunday morning, half past the hour now. Thanks so much for watching us here on AMHQ Weekend. I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass. We are gearing up for the total solar eclipse, now just 24 hours away. We've got you covered here on the Weather Channel with your complete travel and viewing forecast in just a moment. First, let's discuss the tropics because we do have some changes to tell you about. If you are heading down to, say, the Dominican Republic and maybe doing a little vacation there, watch out for some storms, a little enhanced rainfall as well. Even though Harvey is no longer a tropical storm, we still have the remains of Harvey bringing the showers and storms over the next couple of days. And as it moves farther more, toward the west, we could see conditions become a little more favorable for regeneration. So Harvey, in a sense, could be reborn. So we'll have to wait and see on that. So there are the remnants of Harvey right now. You've got Invest 92L just to the north of the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, and then another area to watch out there in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean as well. So you can tell it's August. We do have a lot of activity out there in the Atlantic Basin. We'll start with Harvey, or what's left of it, because it really just kind of fell apart during the day yesterday. Winds are 35, moving to the west at 22 miles per hour, and there's your convective activity, the showers, the storms that are continuing to move toward the west and perhaps have an impact on some of the islands here north of South America. And there is a chance we could see it redevelop. Only about a 40% chance, but a chance nonetheless. We have very warm surface temperatures here. It gets out of that area of wind shear as well, so perhaps a window of opportunity for Harvey to get its act back together again. So we'll continue to watch that just to the west of Aruba, and all the forecast models in agreement of that westward track eventually kind of spreading out a little bit when it comes toward the end here in Central America, perhaps as far north as the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, and eventually perhaps even into the southern Gulf of Mexico as well. So that's still one that we'll be watching. We'll call it the Great Eclipse Escape. Millions of people traveling to get a glimpse of the total solar eclipse tomorrow. Be prepared for a coast-to-coast traffic nightmare, though. The U.S. Department of Transportation estimates nearly 2/3 of the nation's residents live within a day's drive of that path of totality. Authorities are urging drivers not to park on the shoulders or the ramps or to the side of the highway to view or photograph the eclipse. It is just too dangerous. It's going to be pretty dark, too. You want to put on the headlights when you're going through the total solar eclipse. This path right here, that yellow line that we have drawn across the map, that is where you're going to be experiencing 100% totality from Oregon all the way to the coast of South Carolina. But on either side of that line, you also get a partial solar eclipse. And in some cases, it's going to be almost complete, like in the 90th percentile. So here's a look at the travel conditions across the west, where we've got the dry conditions. But what you don't see here, the smoke that is in the air burning from several fires that are going in the northern Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. Unfortunately, we've had drought conditions expanding there. As we head toward the middle of the country, again, this is for today, traveling to your eclipse destination, there will be the chance for some thunderstorms, possibly even severe storms in parts of Iowa, Nebraska, getting into Illinois eventually. Sunday's travel across the Northeast looks pretty good. Aside from some patchy fog this morning, we are going to be looking at sunshine from Boston to New York, all the way down to D.C., where it's going to be pushing 90 degrees. And across the Southeast, a lot of you traveling to Nashville or maybe Clemson, South Carolina. We've got Weather Channel crews stationed at both of those locations. Looks pretty good for travel. Again, you can't rule out that pop-up shower or storm, the cumulonimbus clouds that could fire up as well. We'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, watch out for the showers and storms across the Sunshine State especially. Well, another round of summer thunderstorms expected to intrude into the northern plains and parts of the upper Midwest. Omaha, sorry to say, Monday's eclipse viewing forecast may not be so great. Chicago via EarthCam, it looks like you could skate by cloud-free before the storms roll in later Monday afternoon. And we have a good chance of some thunderstorms that could be strong and even severe in a few locations. Let's take you into Minneapolis, where we do have the storms are going to be popping up, especially during the evening hours on Monday. And otherwise, we're looking dry for most of the day itself. But here's a look at your Monday. Sioux Falls, Omaha, Des Moines, even over towards Madison and Chicago. There's going to be that threat for some damaging winds. Your lights could go out besides the cloud, the moon getting in the way of the sun. So it's going to get dark whether you've got thunderstorms or maybe you're able to view the eclipse. Here's a look at the dip in the jet stream headed down toward the south into the Plain States. states. You've got all that juicy air, that moisture that continues to flow up from the Gulf of Mexico. There's no stopping that. And as it interacts with this frontal boundary, we are going to have the chance for some of those showers and storms to get severe. So we're talking gusty winds better than 60 miles per hour, possibly quarter-size hail or larger mixed in with that heavy rain. And as you can see through tonight, we'll be watching the 35 corridor between Minneapolis and Des Moines over toward the Quad Cities and eventually getting close to Chicago by tomorrow evening, perhaps after the eclipse is done, though. Hopefully, timing is everything, right, though, when it comes to a total eclipse. Well, the problem for some will not be the clouds. It is going to be the smoke that could block your view. Find out who could miss the eclipse because of wildfires. That's coming up at 40 past the hour.
When you've been making delicious natural cheese for over 100 years like Kraft has, you'll learn a lot about what people want.
Honey, do we have like a super creamy cheese with taco spice already in it? Oh, thanks.
Bon appetit cheese.
Okay.
Come boys, let's go. Buddy, leave the car, leave it. Have we got everyone?
The all-new Discovery. Land Rover, above and beyond.
So it's an extra 5% off on all this?
Yep, all this.
The moment you realize you can save big, even on the small stuff.
You get an extra 5% off every day on items big or small with your Lowe's Advantage card.
Non-attorney spokesperson. Attention Benacar users. On August 1st, 2017, a $300 million settlement was announced.
Did you start taking Benacar before May 2015? Did you have to go to your doctor or a hospital for vomiting, diarrhea, dehydration, or weight loss? Call Avram Blair and Associates. To make a claim, you must retain a lawyer on or before August 23rd, 2017. Call 1-800-577-0505. 1-800-577-0505.
Buy One, Take One is back, starting at $12.99 at Olive Garden. Come in for a fan favorite like smoked mozzarella chicken here. And leave with a great meal too. Buy One, Take One. Hurry in, it's only for a limited time at Olive Garden.
It's fall. The geese are headed south. And it's time for you to hit the woods. The season is coming fast, so it's time to button things up, find where they hide, and pattern the deer you seek. Because this year, your hours in the blind will last for a lifetime. Cabela's Great Outdoor Days sale and events. Your one stop before the field. Save $70 on select Cabela's Masterbuilt Sportsman Elite Smokers. Shop in-store and online.
Introducing Cologuard.
I'm here for an important reason. Colon cancer screening. If you're age 50 or older and at average risk, Cologuard finds cancer and precancer. And it's a non-invasive test you can use at home. In fact, I'm as easy as get, go, gone. How do you get me? Your doctor orders me, and I'm delivered directly to your doorstep. There's no need for time off or special prep because I use the DNA in your stool to find colon cancer. Then you just go. I mean, collect your sample. Then I'm gone. Just ship me to the lab. Gotta go.
Cologuard is intended for individuals at average risk for colon cancer. Cologuard is not for high-risk individuals, including those with a history of colon cancer or polyps, IBD, certain hereditary cancer syndromes, or family history of colon cancer. Cologuard, colon cancer screening that's as easy as get, go, gone. Ask your doctor if Cologuard is right for you.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, and we don't want anyone to miss it. All-day eclipse coverage tomorrow, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 96. Tonight, partly cloudy. Monday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 89. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hi there, I'm meteorologist and storm chaser Justin Hilliard from Louisville, Kentucky, and I plan to watch the Great American Eclipse of 2017 in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, also known as the Point of Totality, where we'll have 2 minutes and 40 seconds of total darkness just in the afternoon time. Remember, make sure you have your proper glasses for viewing the eclipse safely, bring the family, have a fun time, and I hope to see you out there.
All right, Justin, hopefully no storms get in the way, but we'll be watching out for that. Check this out. Quite the dazzling show in parts of the Midwest last night. This lightning bolt shot out of the sky over the city of Lamar's, Iowa, and just illuminating the sky around it as well. We'll be watching out for more storms across the middle of the country as we go through today and also tomorrow as well. So we've got a look at the Midwest. Some of these storms could turn severe. We've even got some flash flooding concerns in parts of Kansas as well. You can see the blossoming of the cloud cover, thus the storms that have been going on here in the last several hours in Iowa, as well as eastern Nebraska, and getting down into the eastern parts of Kansas, where we zoom in and we do have a flash flood warning in effect just north of Independence for the county of Wilson until 9:30. Showers and storms kind of closing in on you. Kansas City looking off to the north and west at quite the light show. Thunderstorms surrounding you in Omaha this morning as well. Temperatures right now are in the mid-70s between Kansas City and St. Louis, and we'll be watching those showers and storms mainly in the northern parts of Missouri, also Des Moines as we go through the next couple of hours for church services or brunch, and then we see those showers and storms eventually kind of falling apart as they make their way through northern Illinois, but then we'll see a regeneration of storms that could turn severe across the Midwest tomorrow. So there's a look at your storms between Minneapolis and Des Moines, and again, some of those storms could be severe, so definitely watch out for that. Well, the Millie fire burning near Sisters, Oregon continues to consume land and ruin plans for hundreds of people who were hoping to get a view of the eclipse from a prime spot. Located on the edge of the eclipse's path of totality, Sisters residents expected to be packed with visitors this weekend, but the fire has shut down nearby highways, prompting evacuations and putting a damper, unfortunately, on some of the eclipse celebrations. So here's a look at all the fires that are burning right now across the Northwest, even down into California. It's been dry lately. We've got 51 fires that are 100 acres or greater. So the drought has really expanded. We don't see any rain in our forecast or on the current radar. Temperature wise, we're sitting pretty in Seattle, 59 degrees. Hot in Vegas. What do you expect though? 86 degrees there in the desert. And it looks like as we go through the day today, it is going to be a hot one. In the Valley of the Sun, temperature is rising through the 90s and eventually toward the triple digits. Well, now let's transform our studio into a solar system as Jim Cantore shows us what the total solar eclipse will look like from space.
Some of you have been waiting for years. Others are just now learning about the total solar eclipse that speeds across America on August 21st. Let's set the stage and dig into the science behind one of the most awe-inspiring events in all the cosmos. This is the celestial Super Bowl. Our solar system is 4.5 billion years old. It contains 8 magnificent planets, all of which can have a solar eclipse, except for Venus and Mercury, which both lack a moon. All these planets revolve around the singular star in our solar system, the Sun, an essential player in a solar eclipse. Our moon orbits Earth every 27 days, and during each revolution gets situated between Earth and the Sun. But the moon is tilted 5 degrees off the Earth's orbital plane, meaning that the moon's shadow misses Earth most of the time. But at least twice, and as many as 5 times a year, the orbital paths of the Earth and the moon align such that at least some of the moon's shadow is cast back on Earth. Now, the shadow is broken up into 2 parts. The penumbra, this is the outer region of the shadow where an observer on the ground sees a partial eclipse, and the umbra, or the darkest part of the shadow, when the moon completely covers the sun and observers on the ground experience totality, which is what everybody's going for. On August 21st, the umbra will take over an hour and a half to go from Oregon all the way down to South Carolina, so you can't follow it in your car. It will race across the country at speeds of over 1,700 miles an hour, meaning those in totality will only have a minute or two where the moon completely obscures the sun. Make sure that you have the proper eyewear. This is really important. Proper eye protection to view one of nature's most treasured spectacles. And hey, if you missed this eclipse, I got some good news for you. You'll have another shot at it in 2024. That's a forecast you can count on. Enjoy the eclipse.
But not as many people in 2024, so definitely try to view it tomorrow if you can. Well, what the heck happened to Harvey? We've got a look at the tropics. That is coming up next. Plus, the result is rain, wind, and waves. But what's going on inside an actual hurricane? We're going to find out at 50 past the hour. And you can be part of AMHQ Weekend, our new segment, Sunday Morning Sunrise. Just take a picture of your sunrise this morning, wherever you happen to be. You can email it to us, community@weloveweather.tv. Make sure you include My Sunday Morning in the subject line. All right, good morning to you, Burlington, Vermont. Hopefully your Sunday off to a good start. So kind of dark out there, but when the sun comes up, get out there, take a picture, send it to us.
Because life can sometimes be messy, we've got you covered. WeatherTech is the ultimate way to protect your ride. From bump step to cargo liners to seat protectors, along with floor liners that protect the front, back, and even up the sides. All to help keep those memories from being spoiled. Go to WeatherTech.com and order yours today. WeatherTech. Complete protection. Completely American made.
Long live the courageous, the tenacious, the ones who push forward and give back. Long live the greater good, the helping hand, and long live the truck built to outlast them all. Ram, America's longest lasting pickups.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on all 2017 Ram 1500 models.
The games are starting. Which one do you want to watch?
Oh, how should I know?
Could you help me out here? What?
Guys, may I? Yeah. Dish has something for this. Whoa.
Tennessee game's real close. Switch to that.
No. We can give you all of them. Look.
Oh, that is great. We got to do this again tomorrow.
Dish has the most college football with the SEC, Big Ten, Pac-12, and Longhorn networks. And don't forget Sunday. Sign up now and get NFL Red Zone from NFL Network included at no extra charge. Dish, tuned into you.
It's the flooring sale you've been waiting for. Empire Today's half-price sale. Get $2,400 of flooring for $1,200, $5,200 for an amazing $2,600. That's half the price of your entire purchase. Shop for carpet, hardwood, tile, vinyl, and laminate right from home and have it professionally installed. Don't miss Empire's half-price sale. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire. It's bigger, it's faster, it's easier to use than ever before. Take back your land with the amazing DR Field and Brush Mower. Nothing stops the DR. Thick grass and weeds, out-of-control brush. Even 3-inch thick trees are no match for America's favorite brush mower. Lock it in and rip it up. Power steering lets you turn on a dime with fingertip control. Clear it out, clean it up, and rediscover the land you've lost. And now, we offer a full line of tow-behind mowers for tractors and ATVs. DR Field and Brush Mowers start at just $1399.99, and free shipping is now in effect.
Call 1-800-471-7036 for a free buyer's guide and DVD. Learn how you can qualify for 0% financing and try a DR on your own property for 1 year. Free shipping is now in effect. That's 1-800-471-7036. Online at drfieldbrush.com.
These are real-life survival stories that happen to real people.
That was one of the scariest moments, just getting through that night.
I thought that I'm saying goodbye to the world.
It's like death seems inevitable.
And it felt okay. Could I die here?
Time was running out.
SOS, How to Survive. Premiering tonight at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 96. Tonight, partly cloudy. Monday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 89, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, when it's cold outside, Mother Nature can provide everything you need to stay warm overnight, as survival expert Creek Stewart demonstrates.
This shelter right here is called a debris hut. It all starts with 3 sticks, 1 long ridge pole and 2 forked Y sticks that lock together. The ridge pole goes on top, holds everything together. Next, we gather up sticks that go along the side of this shelter. All right, it's time to put an interlocking spider web network of smaller branches right on top. We're creating a surface area for all of our pine needles to lock into. Putting these pine needles inside 12 to 18 inches thick is really important because that cold ground will just suck the heat right out of your body. Once you've got the inside pretty much filled up, it's time to start piling debris on the outside of this hut. You start at the bottom and work your way to the top. You're gonna back into this thing low and slow. It's sized just enough to fit your body. We're gonna pull all of this debris behind us and plug the door.
All right, that's SOS, How to Survive tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Weather Channel. Well, it is right now time for your tropical update. Tropical coverage you can cover here on the Weather Channel. We've got the waves lined up out over the Atlantic Ocean. Yes, wave, no longer tropical storm Harvey. And then, of course, we've got another area out there in the eastern Pacific, but that Kenneth, tropical storm Kenneth, is moving away from land. So we're going to talk about the Atlantic Basin, where, of course, this is the time of year, middle of August, when we do see a lot of activity. But Harvey just kind of fell apart, encountering some shear during the day yesterday. Winds got knocked down, kind of opening up that closed area of circulation as well. So now just the remnants of Harvey moving to the west at 22 miles per hour. But we are not done with this disturbance quite yet. There is a chance we could see it regenerate and possibly become a depression or a storm once again. National Hurricane Center giving that a 40% chance over those warm waters of the Western Caribbean, as all the computer models are in agreement for that westward track, and then eventually kind of spreading out a little bit as it makes its way towards Central America and the Yucatan. So that we will keep you updated on. We've also got Invest 92L over here north of Puerto Rico. This area, only a 20% chance that it could develop into our next depression or storm. The next name on the list, by the way, would be Irma. There's your window of opportunity right there, including over the Bahama Islands. So this is one we'll be watching as well as it makes that northwest track eventually toward the southeast United States. But it's got a lot in the way of developing for now. We've got dry air to the north and west of it. We've even had some wind shear problems. You can see the purple showing us the wind shear, especially over the Bahama Islands and north of the DR. So yes, there will be some enhanced rainfall across Hispaniola, perhaps even getting into the Bahamas as well, as we track Invest 92L off to the northwest. So that is something we'll certainly keep an eye on in the coming days. And you can see another area out here in the middle of the Atlantic, only a 10% shot, but still we keep an eye on each and every storm as they roll off the coast of Africa this time of year. Well, when it comes to hurricanes, there's a beauty and the beast aspect to them. Our hurricane expert, Dr. Rick Knabb, takes us inside to see how they tick.
From outer space, hurricanes are a beautiful sight to behold. But let's take a closer look to see what's really going on inside these monstrous storms. That donut hole at the center of the clouds, that's called the eye, and it typically ranges from about 20 to 40 miles across. Here, conditions are actually pretty calm, with sinking, warming air, which keeps clouds and rain from forming. In stark contrast, though, right along the edge of the eye is a ring of thunderstorms called the eye wall. And it's here that you'll find the most intense winds, driven by a dramatic change in pressure, spiraling counterclockwise around the eye.
We are in the eye wall of Dennis.
And connecting to the eye wall are spiral rain bands that can extend for hundreds of miles from the storm center. Oftentimes, it's these bands that are associated with the heavy rain and can be known to produce tornadoes as they move ashore. So you see, there are actually many aspects of hurricanes, each with their own characteristics and threats. And that's what really makes hurricanes so fascinating.
All right, pretty cool stuff there. Dr. Greg Postel will join me in studio coming up after the break. We'll have a complete look at your eclipse forecast, plus a few things that may surprise you about tomorrow's show in the sky. And we're going to take a live look at Saluki Stadium in Carbondale, Illinois. That's where our own Reynolds Wolf is setting up there. He will be joining us live in just a few minutes to kick off our coverage of the Great American Solar Eclipse. Don't go anywhere. AMHQ Weekend continues after the break.
COPD makes it hard to breathe. So to breathe better, I go with a Noro.
COPD tries to say go this way. I say I'll go my own way with a Noro.
Once daily Anoro contains 2 medicines called bronchodilators that work together to significantly improve lung function all day and all night. Anoro is not for asthma. It contains a type of medicine that increases risk of death in people with asthma. The risk is unknown in COPD. Anoro won't replace rescue inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be used more than once a day. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition, high blood pressure, glaucoma, prostate, bladder, or urinary problems. These may worsen with Anoro. Call your doctor if you have worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain while taking Anoro.
Ask your doctor about a Noro.
Get your first prescription free at Anoro.com.
Everyone has got a dream. You know what I mean?
Hey, is this our turn? Honey, our turn?
Yeah, we go left right here.
Great adventures are still out there. We'll find them in our Subaru Outback.
Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Get 0% APR financing for 63 months on all new 2017 Outbacks. Ends August 31st.
Dermatologists recommend Cetaphil for sensitive skin. It hydrates for 24 hours. Women recommend Cetaphil because of how it makes them feel. Healthy skin is Beautifil. Cetaphil.
Bill assumed it was a costume party. Bill assumed his mayo was the best choice. Assume nothing. Just like the leading brand, Kraft Real Mayo is made with high-quality ingredients at a price you can feel good about. No wonder Kraft is so good.
Today, we're out here with some big news about type 2 diabetes. You have type 2 diabetes, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you this. How does diabetes affect your heart?
It doesn't, does it?
Actually, it does. Type 2 diabetes can make you twice as likely to die from a cardiovascular event like a heart attack or stroke. And with heart disease, your risk is even higher. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. But wait, there's good news for adults who have type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Jardiance is the only type 2 diabetes pill with a life-saving cardiovascular benefit. Jardiance is proven to both significantly reduce the chance of dying from a cardiovascular event in adults who have type 2 diabetes and heart disease and lower your A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration. This may cause you to feel dizzy, faint, or lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, and trouble breathing. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of ketoacidosis or an allergic reaction. Symptoms of an allergic reaction include rash, swelling, and difficulty breathing or swallowing. Do not take Jardiance if you are on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Other side effects are sudden kidney problems, genital yeast infections, increased bad cholesterol, and urinary tract infections, which may be serious. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you have any medical conditions.
So now you know all that, what do you think?
That it's time to think about Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance and get to the heart of what matters.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, and we don't want anyone to miss it. All-day eclipse coverage tomorrow, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 96. Tonight, partly cloudy. Monday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 89, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Eclipse 2017, a show like no other. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf, coming to you from Carbondale, Illinois, one of the premier spots in America to see. There's a beautiful celestial event. All the details, all the great views from right here in Carbondale. Kelly.
And from the highways to the skies, millions are making that trek to totality. But is your travel forecast looking bright to get to your Eclipse destination? Dr. Purcell?
Kelly, and the Atlantic remains active and alive. We continue to watch 3 areas, including one, hint, 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 that may have U.S. impacts in the coming days.
I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf. You're watching AMHQ Weekend. It is a beautiful Sunday morning. Again, the sun is not showing up yet here in Carbondale, Illinois, which is home to some 26,000 people, but the population expected to swell possibly 10 times that number, maybe even a bit more. And the reason why is because the incredible show that we're going to see high above. It's going to be a beautiful ballet, if you will, between 2 dance partners, each of them over 4.6 billion years old. Can you imagine that? We're talking the sun and the moon, a total solar eclipse. One of the best places in America to watch is right here in Carbondale. The path of totality stretches from coast to coast, and folks, if you are not in that path, no worries. Your eyeballs are in the right place. You're watching the Weather Channel. We're going to give you the greatest coverage you can possibly imagine. Kelly, I got to tell you, I am totally geeked out about this. I'm sure you feel the exact same way.
Absolutely. I mean, Reynolds, even if you're not in that path of 100% totality, you get a great eclipse or partial eclipse as well during the day tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So we've got it all going on, including the weather forecast surrounding the eclipse. Unfortunately, smoke could get in the way of your view in the Pacific Northwest, right there in the path of totality. Yes, smoke obscuring the view around the town of Sisters, Oregon. 600 people have been ordered to evacuate. The fire has burned almost 8,000 acres and only 0% containment. So the firefighters are still working very hard to surround that fire and bring it under control there in Deschutes County, Oregon. So of course, other areas of the country may be dealing with the cumulonimbus clouds. We've got the storms that are developing already this morning across the middle of the country. We had a severe storm not too long ago in Kansas, and even flash flooding a concern with that as well. We'll watch that front make progress to the east. Showers and storms scattered all over the southeast coast, especially in Florida. The flood threat still running pretty high with the monsoonal moisture in place here across the Four Corners region. Phoenix, though, getting up to 102. Denver, 90 degrees. Heat advisories in effect for the central and southern plains. So that means basically take it easy. Get in that AC whenever you can. Well, let's get a live wide lens view of the tropics this morning. Puerto Rico via Earth Cam, as well as the Bahama Islands, the Turks and Caicos live on your screen right there. Showers falling mainly in Puerto Rico right now. We do have a tropical disturbance northeast of the islands triggering some of that rainfall, kind of enhancing it a little bit. And then we have the remnants of Harvey to talk about as well. Poor Harvey. Dr. Postel joins you now from the lab with more.
Right. I mean, Harvey kind of degenerated into basically just a little ripple in the trade winds last night. Not that unexpected. You could see signs of that happening during the day yesterday, but it doesn't mean that it's done completely. In fact, there's a chance now for redevelopment, a 40% chance of it, because it's got some of the DNA, obviously, of a tropical storm, and it may get that back in full form over the next couple of days. But right now, yeah, it doesn't really look like much. Don't really worry about the winds or the pressures. Just sort of understand that it's a messy area of thunderstorms and showers and some gusty winds that are rolling their way across parts of the Caribbean, south of the Dominican Republic, and for the most part, south of Jamaica. I don't think Jamaica's going to get much out of this. But I think the primary thing that allowed this thing to fall apart was the infiltration of a lot of dry air that was not only on the northern side, but right here on the western edge. And there were enough winds aloft, storm relative winds aloft, to get that dry air into the core circulation. And I think ultimately that created a lot of downdrafts. And when you get that, you tend to lose the spin at low levels. That's what happened. I disagree that wind shear killed this thing. I think you needed some of it, but I think the primary factor was the dry air getting into it, and all of a sudden this became an outflow dominant circulation, and that's what we're seeing right now. Not a tropical storm. But let's talk about it moving forward, because as we go through this morning, there's still going to be kind of some gusty winds on this sort of northern edge right up in here that may brush Jamaica with some 20 to 30 plus mile per hour winds. And then something interesting happens. Right before it moves toward, well, either, say, Belize or the Yucatan, perhaps Central America here. We're not exactly sure where. But there's a chance that it picks up a little bit strength before it moves inland and weakens again. And the model guidance is pretty clear on it following this path. Okay, so regardless of whether or not it becomes a tropical storm again, we're going to have a lot of rain, and we could have some flooding across parts of the Yucatan and or Central America. But then there's some opportunity, I think, once it reemerges, assuming it does, and I think that's a realistic outcome, for redevelopment again in that region. It could become a tropical storm, maybe even more than that. This is a very dangerous place for tropical cyclones to hang out. They notoriously find a way in that southern part of the Gulf of Mexico, known as the Bay of Campeche. That would be late next week. Reynolds, back to you.
All right, Dr. Postel, thanks so much. Well, folks, again, it is a show that promises to be out of this world. It's hard to believe. For some of us, we've been waiting a lifetime to see this opportunity. For others, it may be something you've just picked up on just maybe for the last couple of days. But still, it is going to be a great event. As we take a look at a couple of things, beginning first and foremost, the shot from Chicago this morning, where unfortunately it does not look like it's going to be that great for you in that location. You could have a lot of cloud cover, and with it, probably not the best shot of seeing the eclipse. But the way it's going to go for you in Carbondale, a mix of sun and clouds. We don't expect to be completely obscuring the clouds, or at least the sun, keeping the fingers crossed there. But again, it should be a great event no matter what. And I'll tell you, if you happen to be in a location around America where it is overcast, you're still going to deal with some change. You're still going to have the light that's going to really phase out. It's going to be very almost early morning or dusk-like, so to speak. Let's roll on and talk a bit about the verbiage that we're going to have in terms of the sun. A lot of definitions we're going to throw at you that you may be hearing over the next couple of days. So as we advance our graphics and show you a couple things you need to learn, we begin first with first contact. Now, if we can take that full for a moment, we'll get a look at it. The instance of when the partial phase of an eclipse begins. That is the early stages of this. Now, next up, after we go from first contact, and trust me, there are more of the steps than just this one, we're going to see more of this process, which includes the umbra. That's basically the innermost, is the darkest part of the moon's shadow. We're talking totality, ladies and gentlemen. Should be spectacular. Then, as we roll forward from the umbra, the other steps we're going to be seeing, and the other things you'll be dealing with, will be totality, and that is the duration of total coverage of the sun during the eclipse. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just incredible? A little bit of a side note, too. We've been hearing a lot of folks talk about how when you have totality, you should be taking off your glasses. Folks, if you're not comfortable with that, if you don't feel confident with doing that, Kelly, it's always best to have safety first. I can tell you in terms of my kids, Kelly, for a couple of them, we're going to keep the glasses basically strapped to the head. They're not taking the glasses off at all.
Or just use the cereal box
Not a bad
trick.
option.
Yeah, use the pinhole projector.
Hey, that's a great idea.
Whatever you can do to stay safe, because, you know, there are stories of people who have been blinded or hurt by looking at an eclipse. So definitely keep that in mind. All right, the other city that's in the path of totality, Charleston, South Carolina, where temperatures are in the upper 70s this morning, and your eclipse, your totality happening at 2:46, lasting just under 2 minutes. The city planning for the influx of visitors this weekend, even extra police officers, paramedics, state troopers on hand to handle the greater number of tourists. I mean, it's already a tourist destination. Then you add to it the solar eclipse, and you've got even more people involved. So poor weather conditions, unfortunately, for the middle. This orange line that goes across the country, that is your 100% path. But on either side of that line, you still get a partial solar eclipse, including New York City, where we're in the 50th percentile in terms of our eclipse. And the cloud cover for Monday looking at 29%. Thicker clouds, though, back towards Detroit. Not as many clouds through the southeast. So Reynolds, even here at the Weather Channel headquarters, we should get a pretty good view of it. Back to you.
Oh, no doubt about it. If you don't happen to be maybe in the best place, for some of you, it won't be far of a drive or maybe even far of a flight to have to go to actually see better conditions. Your travel forecast is coming up in a few moments. Plus, remember, we've got coast-to-coast team coverage on this wonderful event. It's the event of a lifetime.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 96. Tonight, partly cloudy. Monday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 89, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away.
Tell it, Bill Withers. That's right. Beautiful Chicago, Illinois, 67 degrees right now. You look into parts of the Dan Ryan Expressway, and we've got an expressway high above, where the sun and the clouds are going to hook up, and we're going to see an amazing event, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a total eclipse. Can you believe it? It's something that we've been waiting for on the Weather Channel for quite a long time. For some of you budding astronomers out there, it's been a lifetime in the making, but it's going to be something that you can watch right here on the Weather Channel. Yeah, it's many places around the country we're going to keep a sharp eye on what's going to happen high above, and one of the people doing that is NBC's Jay Gray. He's got the story from Casper, Wyoming.
This weekend, millions are making the trek to totality, packing highways, airports, and train stations from Oregon through South Carolina to get a spot along this 70-mile wide path where the sun will be completely blocked by the moon. Casper, Wyoming is one of the cities along that path.
We're on the center line. We're having people come in from all over the world.
Tens of thousands to get a glimpse of history, many spilling into the streets this weekend, with downtown shut down for the Casper Eclipse Festival, the celestial celebration. Music to the ears of business owners here.
Business-wise, we are up. We've been up like 800% over this time last year.
Casper is also hosting AstroCon, an annual gathering of scientists and astronomers. This year's theme, Feel the Shadow.
You're suddenly immersed in the shadow of the moon that's traveling at 1,500 or 2,000 miles an hour.
NASA scientist Fred Espenak, who many call Mr. Eclipse, has traveled to more than 24 total eclipses and says each one is unique and awe-inspiring.
It's an incredibly moving experience, and it's something that you will remember the rest of your life, and it's something, the stories of seeing that eclipse are things that you will be passing down to your grandchildren.
A story written by the sun, the moon, and millions who will be watching. Jay Gray, NBC News, Casper, Wyoming.
Just as some random thoughts while watching that piece from Jay Gray, what's amazing about it with this event, it's so unifying. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're young, if you're old, if you're rich, you're poor, where you happen to come from. It's something where we're all in this together. What an amazing thing it's going to be. For some of you, though, traveling may not be so amazing. If you're trying to get out today to try to get that spot right along that path of totality, it may be a bit of a struggle for you. You see the maps and notice some locations across parts of the Midwest, you may deal with showers, perhaps even some thunderstorms. At some of your airports, well, you could have some backups. In fact, as we expand the maps a little bit and take a tighter look at it, Des Moines right there in the heart of the Corn Belt, chance of thunder boomers there. Twin Cities looks good. Not bad at all there. In Chicago, for now, looks great. If we could just keep that forecast in Chicago sunny, but I think the changes are going to be in the play. The same deal into, look at Cleveland. Holy LeBron James, look at that. 88 degrees. Cincinnati home in the Reds, going with 89 in St. Louis. Yep, the Lou, partly cloudy. Let's roll on forward and show you what you can expect across other areas. Back in the beautiful Husker State, it is going to be roasting, going up to 90 degrees in North Platte. And Bismarck, look at that, going with 79 degrees. Not bad at all. Also out by the old Air Force Base, a bit farther to the north. Kansas City. City of a lot of fountains. Don't have to worry about the rain coming down, just that water going up. And along 44, maybe some splash dash showers, but for the most part, it's A-OK. Last stop that we have for you in terms of your travel, getting behind the wheel and making your way up and down parts of I-35 really shouldn't be a major struggle through you. Much of, let's see, Dallas down to Austin. Oh, that looks wonderful. Out by the Alamo, it's going to be lovely. Riverwalk, same thing. But if you go westbound, past the Balcones Escarpment and into the Davis and Apache Mountains, maybe some showers there. Midland, though, looks pretty good in the Permian Basin with 95 degrees. All right, Kelly, again, hard to believe we're just a little over 24 hours before the crazy show high above begins to start. and we are just the bewildered and amazed audience, aren't we?
We really are. We've been counting down to this for quite some time, and we're within 24 hours now of our total solar eclipse. And yeah, we're talking 100% totality across Middle Tennessee. There's a live look at Nashville. We've got Atlanta, New York City, and Philly looking at your tower cams as well, because even here we are going to have at least a partial solar eclipse. So if you're going to be flying or hitting the roads to get to your eclipse destination, be careful. We do see a little bit of patchy fog across some of the interior sections in the valleys, but otherwise a dry drive for you from New York City through Philly down towards D.C. with highs in the upper 80s. There's your path of totality right there cutting across the middle part of Tennessee over to Charleston, South Carolina. Atlanta looking at about 97% in terms of your eclipse tomorrow, but your temperature is going to be around 94 degrees with sunshine. We see thicker clouds though down towards Florida where you have the better chance for the showers and storms. Columbia, South Carolina, fingers crossed. It all depends on when these storms are going to be setting up. We hope it's not going to be at 2:41 because that is when your totality is going to be starting Monday. Showers and storms though will be going between 2 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We've got more live reports with my buddy Reynolds out of Carbondale, Illinois when we come back.
Gore-Tex, Thinsulate. For $100, it's the boot that stands up without putting much down. Cabela's Iron Ridge boots. Great price. Lifetime guarantee. Only at Cabela's.
Long live the courageous, the tenacious, the ones who push forward and give back. Long live the greater good, the helping hand, and long live the truck built to outlast them all. Ram, America's longest lasting pickups.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on all 2017 Ram 1500 models.
You could be my love, even if the sky is falling down. I know that we'll be safe and sound.
So many Americans struggle with finances. Starting today, State Farm is here to help, giving us all the chance to simply sit down and learn. Visit letstarttoday.com or talk to an agent.
We're safe and sound.
Buy One, Take One is back, starting at $12.99 at Olive Garden. Come in for a fan favorite like smoked mozzarella chicken here. And leave with a great meal too. Buy One, Take One. Hurry in, it's only for a limited time at Olive Garden.
Severe weather can cost you thousands in repairs, and driving wind and rain can destroy your home. Hi, Phil Swift here. This storm season, get the entire family of Flex Seal products. Everyone loves Flex Seal, the easy way to coat, seal, and stop leaks fast. This rubberized coating creates a super strong barrier. It's actually liquid rubber in a can. And our incredible Flex Seal liquid starts out super thick and turns into a strong, flexible rubber. Brush, roll, dip, or pour to create a watertight seal that lasts for years. With Flex Shot, you can caulk, bond, and seal out the elements. Simply push the trigger to make quick repairs. And for big damage, there's Flex Tape, the super strong waterproof tape that can patch, bond, seal, and repair. Just like batteries and flashlights, make the Flex Seal family part of your storm preparation kit.
These are real-life survival stories that happen to real people, and there are real teaching moments in these stories.
Survival expert Creek Stewart returns. SOS, How to Survive. Premiering tonight at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Today, morning clouds followed by afternoon sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 97. Tonight, cloudy intervals. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 76. Monday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 89. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And welcome back to AMHQ Weekend. And what a weekend it could be out in the West. Take a look at this, folks. This is showing you tens of thousands of people showing up in Madras, Oregon. That's right. And one homeowner is actually turning her home and 20 acres of land into campgrounds for the Eclipse. Some 800 people actually booked, and her campgrounds already sold out.
We've got, on this side, we have our elite tents. These folks had us set up the tents and their beds for them and lights, and they get showers. On the other side, we've got our RVs and our tent customers. We've got food vendors, and yeah, quite the little operation going on here in our little 20-acre farm.
No doubt about it. That is some Northwestern hospitality in its finest. Look at that site. It's going to be incredible. Businesses and Matters are actually anticipating a crowd several times larger than what they normally anticipate for the 4th of July. But it's going to be the fireworks high above. It's got so many people excited. It's just amazing. When you think about it, let's be honest with ourselves. I mean, this is a time where in America, we've been at each other's throats. We've got so many things where people are pulling their hair out. Well, you know, this is something that we can all unify behind, right? I mean, we're all underneath the sun, we're all underneath the moon, and we're going to see the two engaged in this incredible ballet high above. Let's give you some factoids, so to speak, when it comes to the eclipse. A little bit of information you may not know about that we're all going to become somewhat experts, so to speak. We begin, first of all, with just the path, and notice where it's going to go from Casper to Alliance, North Platte, Grand Island, and Lincoln. Now, that being said, if you happen to be up on the U.S.-Canadian border, maybe down in Dalhart, Texas, someplace like that, you're still going to see it, but it's not going to be the totality. And notice there, you see minute by minute as it makes its trek. Isn't that incredible? Now, for those of you, obviously, you know, I mean, this is take a rocket scientist here. The sun rises, of course, in the east, and it sets in the west. However, the view, that's what we're talking about here in terms of the totality. We see it making its way through Kansas City, a place that Dr. Greg Postel knows so well and has never been the same since he left. And Columbia, look at that. Man, right around 1 o'clock or so, then Farmington, just south of St. Louis. Oh, wow. Even Cape Girardeau gets a great shot. And then, of course, right here in Carbondale, home of the Salukis, what an incredible thing it's going to be for us as well. Again, around 1:23 or so. Now, remember, this is not going to be something that's going to be instantaneous. It's all about a process. And it starts around 11:52 in the morning. Now, as we roll forward, you're going to see bit by bit. Unbelievable. The moon playing the part of Svengali. What an incredible magic act we're talking about. What a disappearing act. Full eclipse of, again, by 1:20 in the afternoon, a full 2 minutes and 37 seconds greater than any other place in the United States of America. And then it ends, but never forgotten, governed by memory. Isn't that incredible? Just amazing. Again, Kelly, the best place to watch it more than any place, you may think outside, but I'm thinking it's going to be right here on the Weather Channel. Let's be honest.
Of course. I mean, we've got that whole path covered. But Reynolds, right now we can't see a thing. In Pittsburgh, visibility down to 1/8 of a mile. We have a dense fog advisory in effect through 10 o'clock this morning, not just western Pennsylvania, but parts of eastern Ohio as well. Just check the airport situation. So far, so good. But yeah, it's 59 and very foggy, like pea soup out there this morning. As far as our forecast for Monday, though, in the Northeast, where you will get at least a partial solar eclipse, not in the path of totality up here, but you will get something. And looks like the cloud cover pretty minimal in places like Boston, New York, Philly, even D.C., 39% cloud cover from Monday, and Pittsburgh, 23%. So not too bad for your 75% totality there. Here's a look at New York City, where it all starts at 1:23 in the afternoon. We take a bite out of the sun. The moon gets in the way. About 77% of the sun will be covered at 2:44 in the afternoon. So there's your peak right there. That's when you want those glasses on and be looking up at the solar eclipse. It ends at 4 o'clock in the afternoon for a city like New York. Philadelphia, for you, it starts at 1:21 in the afternoon. We start to see a sliver of the sun go away here, and then it looks like our totality is going to be 80%, and that's going to happen at 2:44 in the afternoon. As I mentioned, the cloud cover pretty minimal. So I think we've got a pretty good shot as the total event closes for you at 4:01 in the afternoon. So really good viewing for much of the eastern half of the country. You get down into the southeast, though, we could run into more cloud cover, perhaps even some showers and storms in Clemson and also Charleston, South Carolina. Right here in the middle is where we are concerned about not just the clouds getting in the way, but possible severe storms too. We'll be watching out for that in the middle of the country. Well, coming up, triple threats in the tropics, including something that bears watching for the southeast coast in the coming days. We've got a closer look at that forecast for 92L. That is coming up. And New York City, good morning to you. We've got a live look right now where your Mets are home later on today. Looks like a little hazy out there. It's going to be a warm afternoon for you, but otherwise, our weekend's going pretty strong. We had sunshine yesterday. We'll have more in the way of sunshine today. And even for the eclipse tomorrow, looks fantastic. Hopefully you have those solar glasses handy. We'll be right back.
It's just a burst pipe. I can fix it.
No.
With Claim Rate Guard, your rates won't go up just because of a claim.
I totally could have.
No.
Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Harry's meeting clients from far away, but they only see his wrinkles. He's gotta play it cool to seal the deal. Better find a way to smooth things over. If only Harry used some bounce to drive. Yeah, he would be less wrinkly and winning at life.
You can't be serious with Twizzlers.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend a Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner. Thankfully, there's Home Advisor. A Home Advisor helps me find the best home pros in my area to handle any kind of project. They have verified reviews of the pros, and they do background checks, so you know you can trust them with your home. You can compare prices, book appointments, and what my wife loves most is that Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app.
Non-attorney spokesperson. Attention Benacar users. On August 1st, 2017, a $300 million settlement was announced.
Did you start taking Benacar before May 2015? Did you have to go to your doctor or a hospital for vomiting, diarrhea, dehydration, or weight loss? Call Avram Blair and Associates. To make a claim, you must retain a lawyer on or before August 23rd, 2017. Call 1-800-577-0505. 1-800-577-0505.
With my moderate to severe Crohn's disease, I kept looking for ways to manage my symptoms. I thought I was doing okay. Then it hit me. Managing was all I was doing. When I told my doctor, I learned Humira is for people who still have symptoms of moderate to severe Crohn's disease, even after trying other medications. In clinical studies, the majority of people on Humira saw significant symptom relief, and many achieved remission.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Just managing your symptoms? Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible.
Coffee Mate helps you stir up a rich, creamy flavor. It can inspire you to stir up other things too, like a new friendship. Stir up commitment with Coffee Mate ice cream flavors.
Bill assumed it was a costume party. Bill assumed his mayo was the best choice. Assume nothing. Just like the leading brand, Kraft Real Mayo is made with high-quality ingredients at a price you can feel good about. No wonder Kraft is so good.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, morning clouds followed by afternoon sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 97. Tonight, cloudy intervals. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 76. Monday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 89. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by Nonex Fungal Nail Clarifying Gel.
Recognize this? It's keratin debris. Nonex clears out keratin debris where nail fungus thrives. With Nonex, your nails look clear and healthy again.
Available at Walmart and Walgreens.
Yee doggy! From the heart of Dallas, Texas, from Dealey Plaza to the Trade Mart, Love Field, and beyond. This is Dallas, Texas, courtesy of EarthCam. EarthCam, thank you for being so courteous. Beautiful morning there, no doubt. You know what's interesting? The path of totality more than 500 miles to the north of you in Dallas, but, you know, the eclipse getting started around 11:39 in the morning in the Dallas-Fort Worth area still should be a sight. Just because you don't have the totality doesn't mean that it's not going to be special. Remember, you have options. We all like options, right? You can actually watch it in your setting where you happen to be and then tune into the Weather Channel and watch continued coverage, not just for your location, but for other locations around America. It's a bargain. It's incredible. All right, so we're going to dive into this. I don't think we're sending it back to Dr. Postel and Kelly for the time being, but we're going to, I believe we're going to walk right now through some maps, are we? To show you, oh no, we are going back to you. Hey, super fast. Dr. Postel, one thing that's really interesting, I don't know if you've noticed this or Kelly, you've either, but there are a lot of things on the internet showing the path of totality around the country and things that are popping up along that path. Great frequency, Dr. Postel, of Sasquatch sightings and Waffle Houses all along that path. I think there's a connection.
Well, not only that, I think there's an opportunity to have lunch with a Sasquatch at a Waffle House. I think you could do all that.
This is a rare event, you guys,
Smothered
on
and covered.
all levels, even the weird levels. All right, you guys, we have a look at your snapshot. Of course, we're going to be watching the cloud cover very closely as we head towards the big day itself tomorrow. But today, it's all about the middle of the country, even tracking severe storms.
I'm still thinking about Squatch. Yeah, that's right. We do have a chance of thunderstorms in the middle part of the country with a cold front moving through. And actually right now,